Yeah, what up, folks? So we stuck on the highway with a 2018 Honda Vezel. Let's see what it is. Okay, so the customer mentioned that the vehicle tends to give you a jerk and shut off. So he left it with me to see if I can get the fault to happen again, but I didn't get it. So I decided to take it for a spin, and lo and behold, it happened to me. Right, so let's put the scan tool on it and see exactly what's going on. Okay, so I'm using the King Bolin eDog Plus to get some info of this vehicle, in which I can do a screen recording using my phone so you can see what I'm seeing. So let's roll through this real quick and see exactly what's going on with this vehicle.
Feel like to see the truth and still ignore it. Whether in denial or out of it is still important. I'm from where they sold men, secrets only told friends. Dusty church with old hymns, 24s and chrome rims, dirty south, football jersey with...
Yeah, so we got through these modules really quick using the scan tool. So if you need to get your hands on one, hit me up. Let me see what can be done, right? So we got a P0087 rail, pressure is too low, right? I want to make a report, send this out to the customer, right? This is a GDI system where you got a low pressure pump and a high pressure pump on the engine. So let me go in and see what Google say. I mean, any information on this would definitely be helpful, right? So as I said, it's current and it has history, right? So current means it's happening now, history that happened before. Google is letting me know that you have a log due to low fuel pressure, right? I mean, it's obvious it's too low, right? So let's look up some PIDs, right? Anything to do with fuel, right? Fuel injector, fuel compensate, stuff like that, right? It's really hot in this vehicle as we speak because the vehicle's not running. Anything with fuel. Let's see, do I pick up like misfires or something like that? Okay, I got the misfires on, so let's see if we can get this vehicle running again. So I'm getting the RPM to increase, but it's dropping off, like it's shutting off, right? And it's flagging some misfire codes also, right? Cylinder number 1 got the most. What else? Fuel pressure is low. I'm getting 24 psi, which is really bad because this vehicle at least needs at least 600 to 1,000 psi to run. What else? So if cylinder number 1 has the most misfire, is it that the fuel is not reaching to cylinder number 1 compared to the others because it's the furthest away from the high pressure pump? It's possible, right? So I got my fuel gauge with me, so let's put it on this vehicle and see exactly what's going on. So you gotta bear with me here. So right now I'm reading 0 psi coming off the fuel pump, right? This is the one, this is the low pressure side. I'm gonna try to crank the vehicle and see what's going on, right? You seeing all the lights on the dash. I just got my indicator on, put that on. Okay, let's see if we can crank. Okay, I'm trying to start the vehicle, it cut off. Alright, let's switch it off. I can't run anyway. So let's see what's going on next. Let's see how much PSI I get. None. I'm not getting anything at all. So I'm gonna take it off. Let me see if I can get to it. The customer has been experiencing this for a bit. So he allowed me to have the vehicle and drive it around, see if I can get the fault to occur. Right, and right now it did happen where I'm driving and the vehicle is starting to act funny. So I just pulled to the side and it shut off, right? So I'm not getting nothing. So what we're gonna do, just gonna move this gauge. Okay. Alright, so I just set you up real quick right here. I'm gonna see if I could start the vehicle. I hope my phone doesn't fall when I start the vehicle up. But I'm gonna see if I can get the car to run, or at least see some fuel coming out of that port right here. So you're gonna keep your eye on this port right here for me. I'm not sure if it's an electrical problem or the fuel pump is just failing, right? Flow doesn't mean pressure, but I expect to see some fluid that's shooting out from this port right here, right? So I'm gonna go in the vehicle and crank the vehicle over and see what's good. Alright, so I just reviewed the video and I saw that I wasn't getting no fuel coming out of this reel at all, man. So I'm gonna see if I can call the tow truck, get the tow truck to come and assist me with getting this back to the shop. We're gonna replace this fuel pump, right, and let the customer know, I believe, that we, you know, figure out why the vehicle is shutting off all the time. It's starting to get worse, you know, so just gonna put that back on, right? You saw that I was getting 0 psi on the gauge, so we got a low, so kind of the noise, right? So some guys who, you know, visit the customer insist that it was the high pressure pump that's giving the problem. Another one was saying is the fuel pressure sensor, rail sensor, right? And I was trying to tell them it don't have to be that. It could be the supply. It could be the low pressure pump that's acting up, or the command to low pressure pump that's acting up, that's causing it not to supply the high pressure pump to boost that PSI, right? From what you're seeing right there, that I didn't get any PSI coming out the low pressure side.
1 hour later.
We got the vehicle back to the shop. Alright, so let's put the key on. Okay, let's see if we start up. And yes, it did. Right, so we got the lights on the dash. Right, I definitely got to scan the vehicle. Let's see. I'm allowed to step on the X.
What it feel like to see the truth and still ignore it? Whether in denial or out of it is still important. I'm from where they sold men. Secrets only told friends. Dusty church with old hymns.
Okay, so the fuel pump is right under this console, so I gotta remove this whole, you know, shifter to get access to it. Okay, so we gotta remove a tab here.
Square when it's time to fight. Pair up with the baddest one. Kona Dalton, Highland Heights, that pipeline. Way later, I found Jigga in my lifetime. I'm catching up and still can't sleep at nighttime. So much going on inside my head, I should talk it out. I can never be no lame if God know my heart is sound. Hand closer to the flame until it spark a cloud. Why they never want to bite, but they be barking loud. I'm really on it, really on it, really on it. Consequences getting real, but we still be on it. Tell no lies, tell the truth, shame the devil. Tell no lies, tell the truth, shame the devil. Yeah, I'm really on it. Really on it, really on it. Consequences getting real, but we still be on it. Tell no lies, tell the truth, shame the devil. Tell no lies, tell the truth, yeah. My latest prayer is to climb beyond the point I'm at.
Alright, so you saw what I had to do to get to this fuel pump, right? So I had to move the inner console right here, the shifter, the glove compartment, the AC controller, right? Even the ignition switch and panel had to come off. Right, just to get access to this fuel pump. So yes, it might be a 12-volt pump, right, but there's a lot of work to take off, right, and remove. So I'm gonna get it off, see what the pump looks like, and I'm gonna put everything back together and, you know, do my test and see what's good. Alright, so I was able to take the the fuel pump apart. This is the original fuel pump right here, right? This is a normal DC motor setup, right? This is the new one. It's a Bosch. I'm gonna install. This is comes with all this filters and stuff.
What it feel like to see the truth and still ignore it? Whether in denial or out of it is still important. I'm from where they sold men. Secrets only told friends. Dusty church with old hymns. 24s and chrome rims. Dirty South. Football jersey with that 5 on it. Skeletons in closets on a hanger. Look alive, don't it? Look alive if you trying to survive. Head on a swivel, dribbling might be your...
We basically assembled the pump with the pump housing with a new pump, right? I didn't find the need to replace the entire unit, but just the pump itself, right? Put a little heat shrink on it and, you know, put it right back up. So let's install everything, you know, and see how it performs, right? So let me just put this back together. I'm going to just speed through this because it's the same thing when I was taking it apart. So I mean, you don't need to see all that good stuff, right? But yeah, that's it. So let's get it done. All right, folks, so I was able to put back the center console, the HVAC, glove compartment, ignition switch, everything been put back to how it was before, right? So we're going to start the vehicle up and, you know, run a diagnostic scan on it, see what's going on, and then, you know, take the vehicle for a drive, right? And run some tests again. I probably will take off the, let's take off the, what you call it, adapter in front here that go to the fuel, right? And let's see how much PSI we get off this pump that's we just installed, right? All right, guys, so we're gonna bring up the 2018 Vezel, right? Press OK. All right, so let's do a full health report because the vehicle definitely was did shut off on me, right? I wasn't able to clear the codes, right? As I said, man, I do have my fuel gauge in line right now on the first prime. I'm getting like 20 psi, but we definitely need to you know, start the vehicle up and, you know, see what's going on. But let me just clear some of these codes that's on the system, right? So if you're looking for, you know, a solid scan tool, I recommend, you know, you look into the King Bolin tools, right? You got the EDAG, which is the Bluetooth dongle one, and you also have the K7, which is this one, right? It's really sturdy and, you know, good bang for your buck, man. I mean, it's really powerful. Just not clearing code. You can see live data. It don't have topology though. That's the only thing. But other than that, it's a solid tool, right? So if you need to check that out, definitely, you know, check King Bolin K7 out on Amazon, right? Everything else is plugged in, right? It's on, right? So that's the scan tool do its thing, and then we will try to start the vehicle up again. We will have codes on this system because it did shut off on me and had to wreck the vehicle across here. So let's look into some full codes. We still have the P0087 code, which is, you know, what this vehicle came in for, right? And let's see what else we got. We got some ABS fault. I mean, these things could just pop up because the vehicle you know, shut down on me while I was driving, right? So let's see what's good. Let's read 4 codes. Right, so PCM malfunction, right? Let's see what else it have. Let's do a report. Actually, let's do a full report and see what's going on, so I now don't have to keep going into individual ones. Right, so as I said, man, you definitely got 4 codes from the, you know, PCM malfunction and stuff like that, right? So let's clear these codes, right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna make a report. I want to save it first. Always save your reports, right? That's called CYA, you know, cover your butt, right? Share it to Bluetooth, email, doesn't matter, right? Cool. So let's come out of that and let's go right back into focus and let's play. So the vehicle did shut off, as I said, when I was driving. You know, that's what I wanted anyway, right? So we're gonna run some tests using just a scan tool to see exactly what's going on the low side, the low pressure fuel pump, right? Okay, let's press OK. So let's go into actuation test. Press OK. Alright, so we're going to look for fuel pump, right, which is this one. If you remember earlier, I was trying to operate the fuel pump and I was getting nothing at all. So let's see what's going on with this fuel pump that's in here now. Right, we got the fuel pump engaged. You see I'm hitting like 58, 50, matter of fact, like 56 psi, which is really good, right? 56, 57, same thing, right? So this let me know that the fuel pump that I have in this vehicle is working, right? Let's press OK. Alright, I'll come off the, you see it dropping. Alright, that's good. So let's go again. Actually, you're hearing the relay clicking also, the fuel pump relay. Right, you hear the relay click. You see the fuel pump was able to prime, and I mean, that's good. That's what's up. So let's come out of this here, and I believe we're supposed to be able to start the vehicle, but I would like to monitor some data while we start the vehicle, right? So we're gonna look up anything to do with the fuel like last time, and we're gonna look for the pressure and stuff like that, you know. Let's go on this. Let's look fuel. You know, it's kind of easy, straight to the point. I don't need the injectors and stuff like that. I just need to see what's going on with the fuel injectors. Not really. I can look at my fuel trim. Right, press OK. Alright, so right now my fuel trim ratio is at 29. Right, this let me know that I was suffering for fuel at the end of the day, right? So I'm seeing 72 psi here. Okay, so can we graph this? Let's see. Compare sample. Oh man, hold on, wait, quick. Combine. Let's combine these. Can I combine all of these? No, I can't. Matter of fact, don't worry. We will just use that, right? So let's start the vehicle up and secure this. Make sure no fuel leaks anywhere. You know, the battery is right here, that's why. And let's start the vehicle and see what's going on, right? Gotta make sure that we got no lights on the dash either. So let's start the vehicle up. Okay, so it started right up. I gotta make sure all these things is working. Alright, the AC is coming on. AC on. Auto. Okay, that's working because I had these things unplugged, so I'm just making sure it's working. I did not interfere with the radio. Let's make sure this is working. Alright, make sure everything is working. I'm pressing the sport right now. When you press the sport, you see that light up. Okay, so far so good. Alright, so let's check the fuel. Okay, I'm seeing fuel bouncing around. I'm seeing it hitting like 40, what's that, 46. So all the way up to, let's say 64. Okay. So I'm seeing that I'm getting good fuel pressure here. Also I'm getting a good air fuel ratio. Okay. So my air fuel ratio is, let's say 14:1. Before you were seeing like 29 psi. That was letting me know that I'm running lean, right? So far so good. I mean, the 14:1. So Honda uses different strategy and basically whole different technology compared to some other vehicles like Nissan and Toyota and stuff like that. In this case, they let me know how much fuel, the ratio. So this is 14:1, and as you saw when I switched off the vehicle, it went, 29:1, right? So right now my fuel pressure is, stabilizing, is at 54. I'm expecting to, it remains around the 50, 52, something like that. Pressure real sensor is good. Right then, so far so good, right? So I'm definitely gonna call this a fix, but before we call this a fix, I'm gonna, drive the vehicle around for a bit, taking on a few test runs, a long test run, get it hot, and then I will know my next step if to contact the customer, let them know that the vehicle is ready, right? So I hope this helps. You dig? This was a long process because the vehicle wasn't feeling on me. You dig? I had to keep the vehicle overnight and actually drive the car, like the customer, and feel out on my own, and it wasn't happening still. You dig? This was an ongoing diagnostic, procedure where I took the vehicle from the customer. It didn't happen with me. I had to return it. Then he drove it for a few days and it cut off on him. I took it. I drove the vehicle. It didn't cut off for me again until it did on the highway, and I was able to, do my little quick checks and tests real quick to see if the fuel pump is the victim, not the victim, the culprit, sorry, and not supplying enough fuel to the injectors. And from earlier, as you saw, I was having misfires on number 1, 2, and 3, mostly because number 4 is closer to the, where the fuel is coming in. So this number 1 is the furthest. So this was also a hint that we had a fuel problem. It's not the high pressure pump, right? So yeah, that's about it, right? So let's start the vehicle back up again. I'm gonna put it in maintenance mode, and that should be it, right? So until next time, y'all take it easy. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, right? Yeah. And for those who are new to the channel, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that bell, man. Thanks for the support, right? So yeah, peace.